Hey, it's Todd with Defense and Safety with another knife review. As most of you know, if you've been watching my channel, I'm left-handed, and I kind of have a fetish for real left-handed knives. So, nice thing about Benchmade is the axis locks, as long as the clip is reversible. That's a true left-handed knife. And then, of course, you know, there's the Sabenzas and the militaries from Spyderco, and uh, I have a ProTech automatic and a couple Emersons that are left-handed. And I've had my eye on this DPX H.E.S.T for quite a while, and I've seen a lot of the reviews going around, and this is the 2.0, which, you know, if you've even have ever heard of this knife, you know that the 1.0 had some problems with the way the lock face and the blade interfaced, and it caused some lock rock. But this is perfect. Everything about this knife now, there are zero problems with it. It's very, very solid. There is no up and down movement, no ability for any kind of lock. I've been carrying this for the last probably 10 days, non-stop. Actually 2 weeks, non-stop, and I love this knife. I mean, love, 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 love. If you are thinking about getting this knife, it is a great, great knife. Whether you're left-handed or right-handed, you can get either version. One thing I want to point out is a lot of people like to carry two knives, so if you've got one in your right, if you're right-handed, having a left-handed knife, yeah, fits nice in your left hand, you've got a secondary knife. I sometimes carry a smaller or a different purpose knife right-hand carry. So some people might want to consider doing that on the left side. It's a D2 blade. It is hard, so you can chip this blade allegedly. I haven't tried to, but came very sharp. As you can see, it's super thick blade stock, yet it will cut paper. You know, everything I've tried to cut with it, cardboard and opening packages, it's done it with no problem. You know, and it's H.E.S.T stands for Hostile Environment Survival Tool, and so of course in a hostile environment you're going to need a glass breaker and a bottle opener. And I'll say I like this bottle opener for two reasons. One, if I'm going to open a bottle of beer, I'd rather use a knife and not have to hack on the you know, cranking it. I can tell you, it's a lot cooler opening a bottle of beer with this than any other bottle opener. So you can open it without opening the knife. You just it opens like that. That's cool, but it also acts as a wave, and it'll wave this sucker open very easily. So that's nice. It also has this jimping that acts as 3 different wire stripper sizes, and it's good jimping. I think it works good. It grabs the meat of your thumb. And then the last thing it has is this 1/4-inch bit driver. And what you want to notice about this is that the clip is there because this goes all the way in, and the titanium is what locks it, and then it holds it so it doesn't fall through. So that's why the clip, and it actually won't even go all the way through. So I can see that. I've never tried this. It doesn't go all the way through. So it works really good if you're in a pinch. Now it does have this roto lock, and the only thing, a lot of people ding this feature. What I don't like about it is it's very easy to turn, and sometimes when you open it, it'll go like that, and then you can't close it. You have to go like this to close it. If that were a little stiffer, that would be better. Now, the reason I think it's kind of a good feature is because this knife is thick enough to pry with. If you were going to try to pry something or do something where you're really being aggressive with the blade, why not have the added security that it's not going to close on your hand and have that locked? So I can understand them incorporating it. It seems like a line steel feature because a lot of knives that come out of line steel, this is produced in Italy by line steel, incorporate this. And it also acts as an over travel stop, which is nice. It's a full titanium, stonewashed titanium. I guess this is a stainless steel clip. and a nice thick slab of G10 without any liners. And then it has a, it looks like a, I think it's a G10, might be aluminum. I think it's G10 backspacer. Well, anyway, I'm telling you, and this isn't that big of a knife. The handle's big because you're going to get a full grip, but the blade looks a little small, but you get a lot of good belly. It does come to a fine tip. If you compare it to a Paramilitary 2, you're definitely getting, well, you're getting about the same amount of blade length and probably a little bit more cutting edge because of the heavy belly. And compare it to the Horseman as well. These are all about the same kind of knife. If you start the back there and you roll it out, this is just a slightly bit longer. But when you compare them side by side, this carries nice and compact. It does not stick up that much. Similar to this, does not stick up that much. So I really like the way this carries. It's not super heavy. It's not a light knife, but it's certainly not overly heavy. The Para 2's lighter, but this thing feels good in your hand. Everything about this knife I like. With the exception of this, if this were just a little tighter, and I don't think there's any way to tighten it, that would be the only that's the only ding I give it. But I'm glad I own this knife. I kind of wish I hadn't waited so long to buy it. I've been looking at it for probably, well, since it came out, since the 2.0 came out. Seen a lot of good reviews by, some of the usual channels we all watch. The only negative review I saw was Nothing Fancy, and, you got to take his reviews with a grain of salt. He could be just, that day of the month for him that he just decides he doesn't like something. I think it's a great knife. I like this. I would travel, internationally or, farther from home. This would be a knife I'd want in my pocket. I feel pretty good that it's going to get me where I need to go and serve its purpose. So, anyway, it's a great knife. The pivot, it does come with a little tool. You've probably all seen that. You can tighten this still with just a hex right there, so you don't need the tool for that. But it doesn't loosen. It doesn't change. You can see the lock up here is about maybe 60%, and this thing, I've flicked it out so many hundreds and hundreds of times. So anyway, I feel really good about it. I think the lockup is solid. I think all the features are great. I think the build and construction and design is awesome. It's got a couple scratches right here, actually. You can see this, where I have a pair of jeans in the rivet. When I pull it out, it was scraping because the jeans are kind of torn at the top. So it scraped it there, but it doesn't bother me. All right, that's my review of the left-handed DPX H.E.S.T. Thanks for watching.